Hey everybody, it's the Last Robot Guy here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Space Marine. Last time we stood in front of the big button to press to activate the Psychic Scourge, which, if everything goes to plan, will wipe all of the orcs off of the planet. Just gonna let that sink in for a moment, because I think we all know something's going to go horribly wrong at this juncture. And joining me for the inevitable is, as always...
Hi, folks. I'm Cool Guy, and I have total confidence in this plan. I have looked over all of the facts in the last week, and nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh man, I wish you could see my face right now, because I could not keep a straight face putting that out.
It's well, you know, we're staying right in front of the button. That we're just gonna let this happen. Just watch everybody as we activate the Psychic Scourge.
Primary containment fixture disengaging. Firing sequence in progress. Firing now. Alarm.
Look at the spire.
I've been looking for you, Space Marine. You got something of mine.
Why didn't it work?
Damn that Drogon! Never trust the Inquisition!
Stand fast, Ultramarines. We can handle a few orcs. Space Marine! Was that supposed to hurt?
Demons! How is this possible?
Ah! Aha! You got new friends now, Space Marine! Inquisitor! Get back! How heroic. Drogon!
I have served you well, Lord Nimrod.
Traitor. I see. My servant did all that I hoped and more. But he would never have succeeded without you, Captain Titus. Thanks to these brave Space Marines, we have broken through to this reality. The Blessed Gateway. Clever fool. You seem surprisingly able to resist my touch, Titus of the Ultramarines, and that of the War, which impressed my servant to no end. Ah, you think the Inquisitor a traitor, but Drogon has been dead since before you first met. You have been used by my puppet of flesh and bone. I ain't so easy to kill.
Emperor, protect us.
We need an exit.
To the left!
So, pretty much what you probably expected was going to happen happened.
Exactly how that was going to work out.
And hey everybody, new enemy types. Now we have the forces of chaos on the planet, and our first is the bloodletters. You call them the frontline infantry demons of the blood god Khorne. They're difficult to hit with your weapons because they've got little teleports, because you know they want to get close, and they have really long tongues, which apparently is really easy to grab a hold of so that you can cut their heads off.
They should really keep that inside unless they intend to use it.
That's Slanish. Anyway, they also do have a bit of a weird stab attack, so you have to be careful, because although it doesn't seem like they're doing too much now, if they can get off a good chain of combos on you, suddenly you're like, they're just shaving off health and shaving off armor.
And they hit pretty quickly too. So much like a Slug-a-Boy, they can be deceptively difficult.
Did that fiend speak truth? Did we cause a chaos invasion?
Of course we did. His Inquisitor puppet manipulated us from the moment we met.
And before. The false Inquisitor sent the distress call.
I don't think so, Leandros. The man's urgency, his fear. I believe that was the real Drogon, facing certain death.
And it found him.
But not at the Orcs' hands. Somehow the agents of chaos were already here.
We'll discuss a little bit of some of the hints that Drogon wasn't quite who we thought he was as time goes on at the end of the episode, and it is a very nice little twist. You normally think, oh yeah, complete traitor, but actually not. He was still a very dumb person, and bad things happened to him because he was dumb, just as Cool Guy wished.
Yay!
Just switching to the chainsaw here so I can show off the sync kill you can get for killing the bloodletters with the chainsaw.
I love that fire comes out like that.
Yeah, well, they bleed hot stuff, that's for sure. Okay, back to the power axe. I will be showing off the different sync kills you can get with the different weapons on the different chaos units as they pop up. Don't forget, you still have your melty gun. That's the one thing that the bloodletters cannot touch. And everything's just going crazy now. I love it. And we haven't even really got to the best parts of it yet. But the whole plan's just going nuts.
Oh man, I always loved I always loved the senior sergeant. That yeah, of course we screwed this up. I mean, seriously, you've never been in this situation before. This is like the third time this week for me.
Yeah, poor Leandros is not really coping with the revelations that they've just been played for fools by the forces of chaos.
Oh man, every time I watch this, I always fall in love again with the Chaos Lord's pimp walk as he comes out of the Chaos portal, because it's just like, whatever, dudes.
His pose when he's casting a spell on it as well, he's got his legs apart. He's in full Terminator armor. That's like one of the older models
Then we
of
must
it.
cut the link between Warp Gate and Tower.
You have a plan.
We use Invictus to sever the orbital spire.
At that range, will the Titan's cannon be effective?
It's time we use the power source to our advantage. To supercharge Invictus. We need to reach that Titan.
Well, it's not like we haven't had a series of bad ideas enough as already. Let's just stick the warp power source inside of a giant Titan.
Yeah, I'm always a little bit surprised when Leandros doesn't object to what is clearly another extremely bad idea.
Poor Leandros, his brain is probably just like trying to catch up with what's going on here.
The only thing that could be better is if you look back at him and he just has like this pouty face on.
His eyes are bugging out and he's just going bright red and it sounds like gas escaping.
Benjamin, something terrible has happened. Your mother, my Juliet, got caught in an orc ambush. They cornered your sister. She was screaming, and your mother threw herself at them. They laughed, Benjamin. The worst sound I've ever heard. And I grabbed Hannah. But your mother, they took her and they broke her and I couldn't. We made it to Epsilon Center. Find us, Benjamin. Please. Find us.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not pretty.
The demon killed Inquisitor Drogon and then possessed his body.
But why?
Alone, there was no way the demon could get the power source past 1 million orcs. It needed help.
And we obliged.
I was deceived. I am responsible for chaos breaking through to this world.
You really shouldn't have said that.
And now we get an enhancement to our shield. The Iron Halo. Only really ever gets handed out to particularly high-ranked members of Space Marine chapters. But they're very sacred relics and they project a much stronger power field than any of the other standard ones.
In my exhausted musings, I let my guard down, something a psyker should never do. My desire, my psychic will, reached out into the warp, and the warp reached back. A spark of warp energy appeared before me, tentative, flickering, and powerful. I felt it batter my psychic shields. My shock was absolute. I lost focus. The spark disappeared. I knew I had to get it back.
Why did you know this? How did you know this? This sounds like a terrible idea from the start.
Well, it did start with, I lowered my guard in the warp. As a psychic, this is a really terrible idea. So it only got worse. I just wanted to say as well, as we've got our Chaos Space Marine Havocs now. They are heavy weapon wielding Chaos Space Marines. This one's got a plasma cannon. They release them in big barrages. They've got a little shove they can use in close combat, but once you're close enough to them, you know, there's not a lot they can do to stop you. There's a little bit of a struggle, and then you give them a good bisecting.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
Yeah, I just wanted to say as well, regarding orcs and their treatment of civilians, since Orc Society everyone is pretty much a fighter, orcs don't understand the concept of non-combatants. So they will treat everybody. Also, we have some Traitor Imperial Guard here from Nemroth's warband. He's not discriminatory. The nice thing about these guys is while they are an absolute horror to fight, you can kill them in one execution. You do not need to set them up. They explode like rocks when you punch them. Because, you know, they're traitors. Traitors pop. Orcs don't understand the concept of civilians, so they will basically fight and beat up anybody smaller than them and think, yep, this is a good scrap. You know.
Orcs, hilarious but absolutely horrifying.
Also, this is absolutely horrifying. I kind of ran out of ammunition just as he was bombing the shite out of me. Yeah, standing in front of a plasma cannon can be dangerous. Good to thunk it.
Yeah, in the multiplayer, a plasma cannon like that, facing it down is one of the things that it's usually the last thing that you see. So every time I see you do this, my arteries harden a little bit.
To rub my face on it. Yeah, okay, get the chainsaw out. We're gonna show off a sync kill with some of those guys as well.
Oh, it's some of the Chaos Space Marines?
Yeah.
This will be fun.
Duty requires that I put voice to my concerns.
I pause because I think it's gonna...
The unshielded power source again, Captain. And again, you emerged from the exposure unscathed.
Yeah, I was expecting it to move straight to the cutscene, but apparently they do the vocal thing, and then the cutscene comes after a further progression. which is amusing.
Send a runner to the depot at position Alpha. Let's go.
You're not leading this raid.
Of course I am.
Lieutenant, we need you in one piece. Let's face it, you're holding us together out here, and if you get...
For some reason, like, absolutely none of Lieutenant Mira's Vox things actually ever finish.
The Codex Astartes warns that those in league with Chaos can withstand the warp's touch.
You forget yourself, Ultramarine.
Leandros, I do not take this warp resistance lightly. But the search for answers must wait until after we deal with this Chaos invasion.
What if that is too late?
Leandros, enough. We need to keep moving.
The entire reason that's such a big deal is because warp resistance is known to be a boon of the Chaos God Khorne, because Khorne values martial prowess and physical dominance more than anything else. So he doesn't much like sorcerers. So he's just like, okay, you know, none of that sorcery crap is gonna work on my boys. They're gonna come up there, they're gonna punch you in the face, and then you're gonna bleed, and I'm gonna laugh.
Conversely, also, certain sorcerers with particular skills may be able to give themselves warp resistance through various rituals and such. Obviously, Titus is not either of those.
Yeah, but that would be why Leandros is so concerned about it.
Yeah, so there is just one of those things that these Imperial Guard renegades can do, which is really dangerous to these Traitor Guard, is they can throw grenades, and those grenades do a lot of damage. You cannot just F around. So naturally, I just run them down. I ain't even gonna mess. Just gonna pop these guys. That section was a lot harder when I did it in practice. I think it's just because I'm relying on the melter gun a lot more. The melter gun is definitely something you want to rely on.
Yeah, the melter gun is kind of get out of hard spot free. At least if you're within its range.
Let's have some fun.
Was that his arm? Yes, that was totally his arm. Oh, and that was his temple. I don't think I ever did an execution on the Chaos Space Marine. That was new for me.
Yeah, there's
or with a chainsword ananyway.
Yeah, the chainsword is just, it's beautiful. I'm glad they did it.
My lords, help us!
And oops.
Let's blow up the guard.
Oh, it's alright. They were probably going to die in the melee anyway. Only one of these guys is actually invincible. That's this guy I'm stomping on a lot. He just seems to be confusing.
Guardsmen, report. My lord, Space Marine. They were on us almost immediately.
Lieutenant, Space Marines are here. Captain Titus, are you there? This is Lieutenant Mira. This whole planet has gone mad.
The forces of Chaos are invading this world. We must get to the Titan and destroy that warp gate.
I know what route to take. I deployed troops to man outposts between the Calcus facility and Bastion Primus. From there, you can access the rail network and cross to Manufactura Majakis.
Understood. I will meet you there.
Time to show off the fun of the Thunderhammer on some Chaos Space Marines.
Yup.
But first, I'm going to do something, and when I did this, I thought, yep, this is typical me gameplay right here. Here I go. Whoa, got a little carried away there. But yeah, we're in the middle of a big street fight between the Chaos forces and the Orcs at the moment. They're on either side of the street. If you walk straight over the middle, you'll probably just get blown to heck. But that's okay, because we can run up the sides and we can do this. Okay, now I gotta go back up and get those other guys, and hope I don't fall off again. Because I'm pretty sure Leandros and Sidonus haven't actually been killing any of them up here.
Your greatest enemy is the first law of motion, man.
Seriously. I just get carried away. Just want to get rid of these guys. I always prioritize rocket boys. Let them pop like big green Zids.
Wait, that's the second law of motion. My bad. Whatever.
And that was the first law of why the hell was there an invisible wall? Alright, let's not muck around. Let's get us our sync kill.
Good night, you son of a bitch!
Oh hey, get one of these guys as well.
Oh man!
The Thunderhammer is a thing of beauty. Now to go and try and attack a Space Marine that's on a high ledge that I shouldn't be able to hit. I can hit him.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say, trying to take that guy down with a bolter is going to be painful. Wow,
I just drag him off the ledge.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, because this section you can get by with just your bolter, with the bolter and pistol restriction. Sadly, you don't get extra special sync animations for killing a traitor guard.
Just a big left hook.
Oh. And that would normally be enough to kill a human being, to be perfectly honest. With the strength behind it, and the power armor and everything, yeah, that would just pulp your skull.
Indeedy. It's kind of cool to me though. I mean, we had been having conversations in thread about how the Imperial Guard have like the biggest nuts in the universe here, and the Traitor Guardsmen here almost go and prove it because. You know, I mean, like with those grenades and a couple of them together, you should not underestimate those flashlights because they will screw you up.
The tender mercies of Chaos Heretic.
I have no idea what that is.
The place is standing at all.
What, the tender mercies of Chaos Heretics?
No, the weird sack thing that went floating upwards as the elevator went down.
Oh. You know, it kind of messes with my head. I end up programming so much. I like kind of dismiss that as, oh hey, that's a modeling error, and I didn't think about it anymore. Just didn't.
The legions of chaos.
Trooper, get yourself together right now.
Yes, Mom.
The other platoons are going to fall back towards the bastion. Hold this position, or they'll be cut off. Greetings, Ultramarines.
What is your situation, Lieutenant?
As well as can be hoped, considering we are surrounded on all sides by the enemy horde.
We're heading back to the command post, Captain.
I just love how Mira just takes everything in stride. You know, she's left in command of a really shitty situation. She's now dealing with the Chaos invasion. The Orcs are now going in force to attack their bastion that they'd set up. It's just like, can this day get any worse or whatever? You know, lived this long, doing alright.
I maintain what I was saying about the guard, despite the anatomical impossibilities of it with Mira.
She's living up to that old saying, "Here we bloody well are, so we will bloody well
stay." You will bloody well stay.
Yeah, Orcs just don't seem so scary anymore. Even the rocket ones, now that we've got Chaos to worry about.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, now I'm worried about that. Fortunately, though, I mean, the part of the reason the Orcs don't seem so scary anymore is because they're not throwing as organized of hordes at you. Presumably because they're also trying to tangle with Chaos.
Yeah, I suppose it's probably also we got better shields now.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to be strong, to say everything's alright, but it's not. The dead are everywhere. Stinking, rotting. We burn bodies where we can, but the fire attracts more orcs. If you stop and think about the billions dead here, you'll go mad. But no matter where you go, you find the people of this world. All dead. All waiting for help that never came.
Yeah, that's, Alexander's stories, are dark. It's not a nice thing.
Yeah, remember, it is important to keep in mind that this is basically the setting that epitomizes grimdark. So there will be some downers in those skull probes.
Oh my god, we have yet to get the greatest downer.
That's just lovely, man. That's something to look forward to.
Oh
god.
Yeah, every time I think of it, I just get sad. Now we got more. Now we're getting closer actually to the bastion. We're going to be facing more orcs than chaos. In fact, I'm not sure we'll see any chaos until after we're done with the bastion, which is fine.
Or at least it will be after you murder all of these tank busters.
And the worst part is they're flooding in. So we've just cleared a whole bunch of railings and everything. They're going to spawn and get back up there because we've moved over the battlefield. We could have stayed up there and fought them as well, but you know, whatever. It hardly matters. You can see two more have moved into up there where we took them out before. So the orcs are really flooding in. It seems like we're going in exactly the same direction they are, and the only thing that's sort of stopping them is some guardsmen that we're hooking up with every now and again.
Those bomb squigs I hear.
Yeah, the bomb squigs are really weird in this particular one because they will actually follow the Ard boys. In a test recording, I killed a few, and for some ungodly reason, they would just stop and stand on the dead Ard boy corpses. I think they're there to like disrupt them or something. It just seems really weird. I was like maybe they were just really sad that their master had died or something. I don't know.
That's my that is the canon that I'm choosing to be like. Those squigs are just like loyal little lassie dogs that are just like I'm so wrecked about this.
See, it's just grimdark. It's like it's old yellow with little explosive fungus monsters.
Wow. I don't know if that was Mira or not, but it looked like she just nailed one of those bomb squigs. Nice shot.
Yep, and they're on armor. That's okay though, because they give us plenty to play with. I probably shouldn't be wasting it shooting at squigs, but to be perfectly honest, you know, the accuracy it gives you at all sorts of ranges is fantastic. Oh, got one.
Speaking of bomb squigs.
At least I killed that guy before it all went to heck.
Yeah, that looked like a combi knob.
And finally, I get a shot of killing this bugger right where everyone can see it, not clipped into a wall. Thank you very much. Good night.
Our lives are complete now.
I was fist pumping like crazy.
As well you should have.
There's a lift over here.
Didn't even use that side of the battlefield.
Didn't need it.
Well met, Mira.
Jonah, I half expected to find a demon chewing on your bones.
Well, they'd spit me right out.
I like Jonah. I only get to see him for this tiny section, but...
Make your report, Jonah.
The Greenskins have been pressing us hard, both down here and at the Bastion proper.
Get ready to fall back to the Bastion. Do not engage Chaos forces directly until I get reinforcements down here to back you up.
Aye, Lieutenant.
I'm sure that's a relief, considering he's the only guy holding that place.
How exactly is he managing that? He must have like a bunch of heavy gun emplacements.
This way.
Well, if you notice, he did have a pile of las cannons and everything nearby. He might just be like setting them up on something with a string attached to the trigger and pulling it.
Dude, I want to see that. That's like a post-apocalyptic, like engineering at its finest, right there.
There's no Mechanicus people to get mad at him either.
Lieutenant Mira, this is Bastion Primus. We're under heavy assault. The Orcs are back, and they cut power to the sentry guns.
All of them?
They took out the generator. We couldn't defend it against such numbers. We had to fall back.
The Ultramarines and I are almost at your position. Mira out.
With my psychic abilities, I had drawn energy from the warp. If I could summon it again, contain it, control it, then perhaps I could use it to defend the Imperium. So, I made another interstellar journey through the warp. Barely daring to hope, I lowered my psychic defenses and willed the energy to return. And it did. I captured the spark in a containment device and marveled at its potential. My work could now begin.
This is like Nature of Psi 101. Don't do this.
Don't do that. Stop it. Stop it, Krogan. Stop it.
This isn't just, you know, a bad idea. This is an idea that you would tell to somebody who didn't know anything about psychic phenomena on why psychic powers could be bad.
Oh dear. And now we get the plasma gun. Long time coming, to be honest.
Oh, that's just fine.
The rage fire.
It's been 3 days since Anna died. The Orcs have finally left the town. I accessed the comm station. The Liberation Fleet is en route, with Ultramarines leading an advance force. They are only now entering the material. I hope I'm wrong. Like I've been so many times before. But I fear that by the time the Ultramarines come to our rescue, everyone on this planet will be dead.
Well, they weren't all dead by the time we got here, also letting loose chaos probably sealed the deal.
Yeah, you were pretty close to right, but not entirely right.
So the plasma gun performs much the same way as every other plasma weapon. You've got your rapid fire, you've got a charge. The difference is that the charge shot, it doesn't stick and wait. I want that gun. It doesn't stick and wait. It just it explodes big on impact, as I'll hopefully be able to show up here.
Boom! Whee!
Imperial Guard, stand your ground. The Ultramarines are here.
Could possibly be a bit of a mistake to forget about the last cannon here, but the truth is, the game does give you a great tool for dealing with this problem. I'm gonna go get it shortly because trying to deal with trying to mouse aim, I don't know, the sensitivity is wonky. That's my excuse, I'm sticking to it. But the plasma gun just doesn't really do it so good at long range. It's more of a mid-range sort of gun. I never really enjoy it so much in this game.
Yeah, the problem with the plasma gun is that it is not very precise. So I mean, that's not even your fault for missing those shots there. You're working with the wrong tool for the job.
And this is the correct tool for the job. Unfortunately, because of the weird angle and everything, it's actually I keep fucking up picking it up because some Imperial Guardsman didn't put it straight back on the tripod before he ran off with it. There we go.
Okay.
Now we're in business. Now we're gonna go sort this problem. It's probably better to wait until that point to get this anyway, so it doesn't run out of ammo before the end, because this thing can stagger knobs, which is really cool. You know, aside from absolutely butchering everything.
Look at them Scarboys fly!
Yeah, see, this is the best long-range weapon we can hope for at this particular juncture. We're a little full of big fat bolts.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, and look at him. He's having so much trouble because I'm like, I'll let this guy come down here. Let's just see if I can get him closer and then just keep doing it.
I'm calling it the time orc. That's the dance he's doing, the time orc.
Well, he won't be doing the time orc again.
You can see why we need the sentry guns. There aren't enough of us to hold this position without them.
Lieutenant, the central outpost is under attack.
Tell them we're on our way.
Move out, brothers.
So, heavy bolt up, glad they gave it to us, because if you're trying to do that without it, I did that in a practice run as well, a lot of practice runs for this, because it's very easy to just die in this.
Where is the generator?
If you continue on, you'll find it at the end of our fortification.
I will contact you once I have restored.
Really just want to run that out actually.
The guardsmen will need your help until the guns are reactivated.
We will hold the line, Captain.
Somebody got stuck on a guardsman there.
Didn't even have the courtesy to walk in front of him and provide him cover for a few seconds. Tisk, tisk.
I moved too slow. I got shot in the gut. Still love me. Doesn't hurt now, though. The medics gave me something. They were stitching me up. I wish they would. See, I can't. Did I ask that? There's something wrong with me.
Yeah, you're bleeding
that
out.
Gets me. That gets me every time. Like,
God
that is just such a fucking... You've just listened to this guy tell his story over so many incidences, and that's how he goes. That's Warhammer 40,000!
Yeah.
Yay, confetti!
Even if you like a lot of these guys, a lot of times there's no big moment. Just, you know, exactly the way everybody else goes. Shot in the gut, bled out.
Yeah, Petronius is cowering in a comm center, waiting for the orcs to return.
Hell, he might have even starved to death.
We lost Caleb and Lilith fairly early on. You know, Alexander's... I don't think Nathaniel's story's gonna end any better.
No.
You could go charging into that area, but it's a pretty bad idea. Also, I thought about going for this, and then all the Scarboys come in. I'm like, nope.
Where's your sense of adventure?
My sense of adventure is currently being beheaded by multiple Scarboys in a different run.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is that it's gone with the wind. Yeah, that was
So here we go. We gotta get over to that generator, right? Now, normally you could just like pick everyone off. F that. We're going in.
Now this.
We're going in crazy time. And we're just gonna hit this button, and all the turrets just turn on, and orcs just start getting murdered. It's beautiful. Look at this.
Lieutenant Mira, the generator is at full
it is a huge mistake to sit back and wait for these guys, wait to thin out the horde. You can do it, you totally can, but it's just such a wiser idea to just get in there and turn those damn things on.
Oh man, that heavy armor knob was just like, alright, show's over, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's over. It's beautiful. I just love that. Just love, like, they leave squig bombs in there to trip you up, really. But if you know they're coming, just roll.
I like how those guardsmen are just like watching the orc slaughter and be like, yep, that's a thing.
We are running into orcs down here. Nothing like above, though. Just enough to be an annoyance. We will be there soon.
Understood.
Oh, Sidonis. I will never not like your transmissions.
It's just like, yeah, orcs, it's alright, you know, whatever. I've already lost an arm a long time ago. This doesn't exactly scare me.
Whatever.
It's like, we got chaos now, orcs, so last week.
Still don't think this is a good idea.
It's not your call, is it? I say this is our best chance of taking the gun.
But a nighttime assault.
Have some faith, Samson. In the dark, we might catch those orcs off their guard. Unless they've...
Never gets to finish a damn sentence.
I like to imagine just things keep interrupting her.
Out of here with that sparkling thing. I'm Boss Grimskull! This whole planet is mine! Whoa!
Boss fight time! Boss fight time! I love boss fight time with Grimskull. He's got your standard charge. He deploys frag grenades. He'll sometimes shoot off his big gun, and if you do enough damage to him, which I'm doing with the melter gun, he'll deploy a blind grenade, and then he'll, said this for a few seconds, bash a wall open, bring some more of his boys in, which can be a boon, and also a problem. If you like getting health back, that's really handy. It's also, but it can also create a whole lot of confusion, which makes it very difficult to tell where the hell Grimskull is. He smushes them as well, which is great.
Yeah, you would be amazed at how well Grimskull blends in with everything around here for being an orc that's like 15 feet tall and 15 feet wide.
Yeah, so you've got infinite ammo in all the corners, so no big deal.
Paint these walls with your blood.
He has such fun animations.
He really does.
And any orcs in the path of this just get blended. You know, if you've got the armored tank, you just roll under that. You could probably move to his extreme right or extreme left and avoid it.
Oh man, dude, that was very close.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Grimskull can just he can get you stun locked for the other orcs so easy.
Yeah, and then he'll just run you down. He is nothing to mess with. Now, the second stage of the fight, he goes up there and he basically starts shooting at you and summoning boys and everything, which is to his detriment because some of them will be bomb squigs, and when they explode next to him, they hurt him. The melter gun is really just cheesing this fight, but to be honest,
are you kidding me? This fight is like practically impossible without the melter gun.
I used to always do it with the plasma gun.
Yeah, and it takes forever. I've done it myself.
Yes. I think that they were just sort of realizing, oh, we've made a mistake. Uh-oh.
I ain't finished with you yet, Space Marine!
But I am finished with you, Orc.
It's really as well as any war boss could ask to go out. Pouring a 40 out for you, Grimskull, buddy.
Oh god, he had such beautiful animations. I'm just gonna say that.
Captain, The damned orc is dead.
Finally, some good news.
This rail line will take us directly to the Titan Manufactorum.
The faster the better. Those orcs slowed us down.
And gave Nemeroth time to prepare his invasion. We must get to the Titan and destroy that warp gate.
Alright, now here we have a few little points and pieces concerning Drogon. The first one, of course, is with the transmission that he gives us. It's very important to note that when you first see this, you're probably thinking orcs. You can hear this really loud roaring sound in the background. Something is absolutely thrashing against a door. Yeah, he's absolutely freaking out at this point, and at the very end of it, he turns, and you know, that's the last we'll see of a live Drogon, because from then on in, it's dead Drogon.
He also specifically says he will be unstoppable. You think he's
Yeah.
actually referring to an orc there?
An experimental weapon.
We need to find the Inquisitor before the orcs do. Keep moving. Remain.
And then we get here, and he's trying to use the console, and it's not working properly. He's still getting used to his new body. Things aren't.
Disregard all safety protocols.
Speak clearly.
Yeah, see, things aren't going so well for possessed Drogon at this point, and he's panicking because he's trying to figure out how the hell he's gonna do this. And that's why he hits the console, because it ain't playing right. It doesn't understand him. And then there's this moment. I love this moment. That pause. Yeah, I am Drogon. That's right. There's a lot of other hints as we go along. One of the big ones, as was pointed out in the thread, was that his journals that we are now listening to were only supposed to unlock after his death. So it would be quite odd if we were able to listen to them if the death protocol hadn't activated. Another thing, of course, was his need for urgency in doing the duty that they were doing. You might not know it, but the thing about not Space Marines. The thing about demons possessing people is that they burn through the body that they're using incredibly quickly. A Psyker burns a lot less quickly. A Space Marine's body is ideal because it can take the damage that being possessed can deal out extremely well. It can heal through it extremely well. So a Space Marine can be possessed for a very long time. But a regular Inquisitor, even just a Psyker, his body would have been deteriorating at a pretty quick pace. And so he would have needed them to do it quickly before the gig was up, because at a certain point it would have become very obvious that he was just like a walking corpse. Another point to note, I suppose, would also be the cleaves on his chest armor. It's 3 very long strokes. That's not an orc chopper that's done that. That's a claw that's done that. It's just another one of those little hints. And probably the last one, this one's a little more subtler, and I give Relic huge props for the subtlety on this one, is that a lot of the times the Space Marines had to prompt him for information because the demon might have access to what's inside of Drogon's mind, but that's like accessing books in a library or pulling up a search on Google or something like that. He doesn't instinctively know. He has to plunge in and figure out these facts and information, so he doesn't know to bring them up. But when he's asked about them, he can access them and then be like, oh, yeah, right, sorry, okay, yeah, this. So I thought that was really clever. I really liked the way that they did that.
It's really well done from start to finish. And my favorite one, for what it's worth, is the hand motion that Robokai was pointing out, because the demon had to consciously make the decision that pounding the console like that looked bad. So it's just like, right. So be calm, and I am Drogon. Really.
Yeah, the hand motion is such an excellent the animation in this game, it cannot be understated, was top notch. It's probably some of the best animation I've seen in a lot of games. I don't think another game has come close. They have not only managed to get the motion of a Space Marine in full armor with all the different joints and the pads and everything, and the weight behind it perfect. They've got the sync kill animations look amazing. The animations on the gun are beautiful and meaty. The orcs jostle when they move with all of their war gear. It's just, And in those cutscenes, the motions between Nemeroth and... Nemeroth's stride, his weight, his posing, his mouth, the way he moves when he talks... Grimskull as well, with his posturing, and I love that little bit. I just love that little bit where he just sort of just goes, "I ain't that easy to kill." Like he just thought, yeah, I wish all my boys were alive so that they could see how cool I looked then, before he starts going into fight. It's just, that's another reason why I'm actually totally cool with Grimskull's voice, because a really angry, crazy orc probably couldn't have delivered that line with that much of a chuckle. It's just... And so that one moment when you see, Drogon, possessed Drogon, just change from the angry fist to a calm hand on the console, it was just, round of applause to everybody at Relic, the animators at Relic. You guys have done, I don't think you guys get enough props for some of the work you do. Like, Dawn of War had amazing animations as well. Dawn of War 2 had amazing animations. The Company of Heroes games have excellent animation, and everybody who worked on Space Marine should pat themselves on the back, because I think that is just absolutely perfect storytelling without actually having to explain it. Obviously they explained it later, but, the cues were there that you can look back and go, uh-huh.
Showing, not telling. Everybody always strives for it, very few people do. But Relic, you guys did it, so yeah, our hats are off.
Yeah, so... That's it for this episode. We've wiped out the orc threat. They're pretty much going to be a non-issue now, because with the war boss dead, they're going to be, well, probably in a horrible panic. So now we've got to take on Chaos and Nemeroth's forces, and to do that, first we got to stop them from opening a big enough warp portal that they can actually drop a battleship in orbit, because that's what everyone's really worried about. Yep. Once they do that, there's a lot of trouble. So, Titus, Leandros, Sidonis, they're on their own. They're heading into the Manufactorum, and they're going to try and set up Invictus and get it firing. And it's not going to be easy because, well, the forces of Chaos haven't thrown some of their craziest stuff at us yet. It's coming. So I have been the last Robokai.
And I've been Cool Guy.
We'll see you then. It's going to be a ride.